What do you think of Stacks STX, a blockchain that enables smart contracts on Bitcoin using POX? Does it have potential? So I did a deep dive into Stacks about a year ago, and it wasn't enough to get me excited, but thank you for bringing it back and having us revisit it. So quick refresher for everybody. It's basically a layer 2 scaling solution for Bitcoin, which, like Ethereum, it needs one to go beyond that 10 or 15 TPS. Or 8 TPS, I can't remember the exact number right now, but to enable Bitcoin to connect to Web3 and allow smart contracts, DeFi, NFTs to be built on top of Bitcoin. Stacks is a standalone blockchain network that runs in parallel to Bitcoin, and their participants lock Bitcoin into the protocol in order to access the STX token, which can be used in Web3, just like many other protocols out there. But there's a couple of cool things. The way it works is different to when we traditionally think of a layer 2. Stacks is actually a standalone blockchain. It uses proof of transfer, POT, sometimes called POX, I think, to maintain a parallel state to the Bitcoin blockchain. Now, this allows Stacks to peg its security to Bitcoin while allowing Bitcoin to access Web3, DeFi, NFTs, apps, smart contracts, all the usual stuff. But the key thing there, when you look at this graphic, you see the Bitcoin to Stacks is expressiveness and durability, and with Ethereum, just expressiveness. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. Their POT, which is called POX, proof of transfer, X for transfer, is a unique consensus mechanism, and it is a consensus algorithm designed to maintain the state between two protocols. And POX connects the Bitcoin with a 1-to-1 block ratio, meaning anything that happens on Stacks blockchain can be verified on the blockchain. POX also reuses already minted Bitcoins to represent a proof of computation, and miners represent their cost of mining in Bitcoins directly. So from all those perspectives, it's super interesting how it works. Miners are the key actors. They process transactions, ultimately secure the network, and POX allows miners to spend a known amount of Bitcoin, completely transparent, which is what we need in this world. And this is how Stacks is able to use Bitcoin's blockchain to secure its own chain. It's like a little symbiotic relationship between the two. And finally, in the how it works piece, Stacks are other important actors in the system. Bitcoin spent by miners are not destroyed, but rather transferred to stackers, and these STX token holders have their locked tokens. Now, it's kind of like proof of stake, where you have to lock up your STX in order to earn rewards, and stacking serves fundamentally a different purpose in network than proof of stake, which is kind of key. Now, let's look at all the positivity. We love the project. We think it's super interesting, and believe me, Bitcoin requires a layer 2. However, the tokenomics aren't that great. Stacks has a max supply of about 1.8 billion STX, about 70% in circulation, but the token distribution is shown right there. Roughly 60% of the supply is in the hands of insiders between various treasuries, founders, teams, VCs, etc. And the token emissions looks like this through January 2050, which is insane. It keeps going up as the mining tokens are released. Now, miner emissions isn't expected to taper off for a very, very long time. And overall, we are not as interested in buying STX as a long-term investment, but it might be worth playing around with it either by mining or stacking to earn some STX. So from that perspective, if you are of that frame of mind, go for it. And a little quick piece on inflation. The inflation, a key factor we look at over the last 12 months, is actually 7.2%, which is actually not bad at all. But still, it doesn't change the thesis because of the heavy insider concentration, which we don't like, which can result in a lot of sell pressure over time. But it's a fascinating project, great technology. Bitcoin needs it. I just wish the tokenomics were a little bit better.